Welcome to my channel Phi Concepts CHM. This is the first part of the regulated DC power supply series. In general, electronic circuits require a source of DC power. Batteries are rarely used for this purpose as they are costly and require frequent replacement. In practice, DC power for electronic circuits is most conveniently obtained from commercial AC lines by using rectifier filter system called a DC power supply. The DC voltage from an ordinary power supply remains constant so long as AC mains voltage or the load is unaltered or unchanged. However, in many electronic applications, it is desired that DC voltage should remain constant irrespective of changes in AC mains or load. Under such situations, voltage regulating devices are used with ordinary power supply. This constitutes a regulated DC power supply and keeps the DC voltage at fairly constant value. A DC supply which maintains the output voltage constant irrespective of the AC mains fluctuations or load variations is known as a regulated DC power supply. A regulated power supply consists of an ordinary power supply and a voltage regulator. The output of the ordinary power supply is fed to the voltage regulator, which produces the final output. The output voltage remains constant whether the load current changes or there are fluctuations in the input AC voltage. A device which maintains the output voltage of an ordinary power supply constant irrespective of the load variations or changes in the input AC voltage is known as a voltage regulator. A voltage regulator provides an output voltage that remains constant even if the input voltage varies or the load current changes. A voltage regulator generally employs electronic devices to achieve this objective. There are basic two types of voltage regulators: series voltage regulator, shunt voltage regulator. Supply characteristics. First characteristic is of load regulation. The DC voltage available across the output terminals of a given power supply depends upon the load current. If the load current IDC is increased by decreasing RL, the load resistance, there is greater voltage drop in the power supply and hence a smaller DC output voltage will be available. Reverse will happen if the load current decreases. That can be done by increasing RL. The variation of the output voltage with respect to the amount of load current drawn from the power supply is known as voltage regulation. So we will write down the formula for percentage voltage regulation as VNL minus VFL upon VFL into 100, where VNL is the DC output voltage at no load current. That is, we are keeping the load resistance as infinite, so there will be zero current. And VFL is the DC output voltage at full load current. Here the load resistance will be minimum, so that we will get maximum current. Smaller the load regulation, better the power supply. Suppose the load regulation is of 1%. That means the load voltage will vary less than 1% over the full range of load current. So there is only a variation of only 1% in the load voltage. Second is line regulation. It indicates the change in the output voltage that will occur per unit change in the input voltage. Line regulation is given as VHL minus VLL upon VLL into 100, where VHL is a load voltage with high line voltage. VLL is a load voltage with low line voltage. Smaller line regulation, better is the power supply. Third is the output resistance or the output impedance. It determines the load regulation. To get low load regulation, the power supply should have a low impedance. So we can write down the output resistance RTH as VNL minus VFL upon IFL, and this IFL is replaced by RL upon VFL. Now we will see about the transistor shunt regulator. This is the circuit diagram. The output voltage here, VO, is determined by the voltage drop across the series resistor RS. There is a transistor and there is a potential divider of R1 and R2, and this is the load resistor. The current through RS, that we will denote as IS, is equal to the current flowing through the transistor, that is IT, plus IL, the current flowing through RL. So if IL due to the load changes, then the output voltage VO tends to decrease, and this will cause the voltage across R2 to decrease, and this voltage is actually the voltage going to the base of the transistor. So it reduces, so there is a decrease in the forward bias voltage going to the base of the transistor, and it turns the transistor off. So this will cause a decrease in the transistor current IT. Hence the voltage across RS remains relatively unchanged. Hence that will actually keep or maintain the output voltage VO constant, almost constant. The drawback is that there is a large amount of power lost in the series resistor RS, hence low efficiency. RS should be of high wattage, but then they are very simple in design.